We just saw the ending of game number 3, and I am with the winners of that game. It is, in fact, Team Sierra. We got Masi and Mortified from Team Gates, but also Josh OG and Ninja. Now, Masi, I'm going to come to you first, because as a whole, you guys had 11 kills, but you yourself had 7 of them. But most of them you got earlier in the game. It was actually the ending, just by yourself, solo play that allowed your team to win that. It was you and I think maybe 6 other people around you. What was that entire experience like? Because you were just lying prone in the grass that entire time. Your heart must have been pounding.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was definitely pounding. I was just trying to be quiet as possible and just listen to my surroundings. And then I didn't think that they was going to push the ridge and see me, so I just stayed still as possible.
What about that final 1v1 though? Because you definitely, in the kill feed, I knew you saw all the kills lighting up, but you didn't see any of that happening.
Right. Yeah, so I was just paying attention to the kill feed, and my teammates were as well, and then my teammate Morty told me to push, so I just went. I mean, I was going to go anyways, but it was a good push, I guess, and I got the last kill.
So win or lose, it's all Mortify's fault?
Yeah.
All right, Ninja, though, I am going to go to you right now, though, because you did have the unfortunate experience of nading your teammate, Mr. Josh here.
So,
Why?
All right, so I switched from the smoke grenade, swapped it into the frag grenade, and then as I started to throw it, I hit 5 and switched back to the frag grenade. And then killed Josh.
So it was just a
it was a fat finger, dude.
It wasn't any sort of internal strife that you're trying to hide from the audience?
It was 100% me. I switched over and I was like, I got this. Here comes the smoke. I'm helping out, dude. And then I see the kill pop up. I was like, oh no.
Because they tell me you just wanted the ammo.
Listen, we won, and it's the only reason I'm happy right now. All right, like the fact if we would have lost, you know what I'm saying? That's the Summit 1G Molotov experience. Like that's what that would have went down in. Maybe not as intense because it's not competitive, it's for charity, but like just this close, right? Like here's where Summit is. I would have been like right there.
It's close enough. So I did want to ask you guys though about if you guys had in mind already what sort of charities. Because you guys are pretty close to at least 3rd place, and you may even have a shot at 2nd, depending on how the numbers ended up turning out after this game. Do you happen to have anything in mind where you'd want to send the award money?
Yeah, for sure. I think ours is direct relief.
Mine is the same as well.
Yeah, I'm doing Extra Life, doing it for the kids.
All right.
And then I'm doing Alzheimer's research.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you guys have a good 4th game and you're able to give money to those charities. But once again, I am going to throw this back to the analyst desk to help break down that final game before we go into game number 4.
Thank you very much, Cameron. Obviously there, a very impressive result coming out from Team Gates as well as Team Sierra as a whole, with Ninja and Josh OG being able to back things up. And this is the round results as they stand coming in from game number 3 with the 11th through 20th as shows. Unfortunately for Team Iglo, not able to do too much there down towards the bottom. 1 through 10 though, very, very important to try and see if we can see any shake-up whatsoever when it comes to those top 3s, with Team Sierra bagging 665 points. And Boogie, I want to come to you to start things off, because it really feels like the Team Gates members here are able to perform just a little bit better than what we saw from them in the TPP.
Such a difference from the TPP games here, and it does come to show, and it's such a difference as well from WSOE. You have to remember Team Gates didn't necessarily perform their best at that one either, but this time around there's not that much on the line. We'll get back to that in a second though.
That's right, here come the results, and we have Papa, Alpha, and Fox being able to take these top spots so far. So of course Papa is our Genji Gold representatives with the South Korean streamers as well. And then we have Alpha coming in. It's still a lot of 4 AM there in that spot. And finally Fox, which is Knights and Viva La Dirt League. They have moved themselves up into the top 3 position, Avenger, and they've got to be happy with that so far.
I mean, they're extremely happy, but what they're not happy about, there were 3 guys alive. They could potentially take that, but they played it very passive. I feel like Voxic had a very good position to be able to send the guys out and scout. There are 2 guys on the ground with the boots down. They could just kind of push. He could stay on the high ground. He can kind of send them around, sweeping the area, and then still have the high ground for another info or another flank. So they played it very passive. I feel like they could have won if they played it slightly more aggressive. But then again, you're not used to playing with these guys. They haven't played more than 2 games before this. So it's kind of the the confidence maybe with them.
I think the very important thing though as well there is Joran Korea was in an amazing spot to kind of navigate and make sure that he was not seen at all. A big bush, we had also the the vehicle there even I should say, and the tree. So he was kind of in the middle of all of this and very, very difficult spot.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things that he could have hoped for there. It was a ticking time bomb a little bit there because the UAZ that he was behind had 5 HP, one shot on that, or a couple of shots on that UAZ, and he would have been destroyed. Luckily, though, they had absolutely no idea who was going to be there. But yeah, going back to what you were saying about Voxic playing on the side there, Voxic was the only reason why Team Gates actually didn't push in. They noticed Voxic on the side. They knew where the other enemies were. They didn't have any nades to throw it down there. But because they knew Voxic could play spoiler, they decided not to push lately there. So yeah, Team Gates actually got saved, or sorry, not rather, but Voxic rather saved his teammates from Gates pushing in.
Well, let's talk about a good old pub favorite, Pachinki, because let's face it, we had a bit more conflict there, Avenger, than we imagined we were going to get at the start of Game 3.
We got the hot drop, and I like it. I mean, the contest for Pachinki, also the plane was good for, or okay for Pachinki, but kind of struggle for everything else. So they dropped it. I'm not sure if it was intentionally hot drop. I'm not sure if they knew that the guys were there, but I hope it. I hope it was intended. I hope we're going to see more of that as well.
For sure, and it's kind of the same thing that happened as well in Yas Naya. What we saw happen in that particular situation is a team that is not used to looting that position, coming into that place and getting absolutely bodied. Of course, that's usually what happens when you try to contest spots into a team that knows is well gelled, well put together. They know exactly how to loot. You're always going to get wrecked 9 times out of 10.
Very good to see as well some of the extra kills that are coming in. Other than the TG members that we actually see over on Team Sierra, of course, Ninja able to land a fantastic headshot. And that's kind of what the guy's known for, to be perfectly honest with you. Kind of pinpoint precision with a lot of his shots.
Yeah, I mean, that's also comes with you have so much experience, and also who doesn't love the nice headshots? That's what they live for. That's what they also want to do when they stream, right? The perfect headshot, one-shot headshot, right?
Yeah, that's it. And Ninja is well known for his accuracy, of course. We used to see him play a lot of PUBG, and when he did, he still does from time to time again. You still see him being good at the game, so he does retain that mechanical skill throughout. So
can we talk about Esker though? Because there were moments where
talking about mechanical skill.
Exactly. I don't know how this man does it, but oftentimes he just relieves himself of very, very tense moments and tense situations there, and able to kind of find grenades where he needs them, etc. So very, very good plays coming out from Esker in that game too.
I mean, here for this, when they got this, after these 4 games with FPP, he's looking very scary for the main tournament as well. So they're looking for more golden pans right here.
I don't think they're satisfied. They've taken TPP, clearly going to be on the very, very top for this one here, and I don't think it's going to stop here. Esker's looking, the entirety of Genji Gold are looking super scary right now.
And Team Alpha, though, they had a bit of a rough time that game, and obviously they still want to be sticking in the top 3. They got wiped out by a Navi that we saw that big fight going on in Georgia, Paul, which was very important and potentially influential on the standings in the end.
Yeah, of course, Team Navi are on the FPP, but they're not the entire roster. I don't want to take too much from this one and put it into the FPP because I know what Navi are able to do. This time around, though, communication can be a bit more difficult. They're playing with YouTubers who are very famous, of course, in the Russian region, but from that to actually, having your own teammates there and performing at the max result, I think Navi are just at 30% right now.
He's got his eyes on us, that's for sure, here as we check in with Windfall as well as their streamers coming up. And overall, I mean, this last game means a lot here, Avenger, for these guys. Being able to try and get into that top 3. Anything below does not get money to be able to give to the charity of their choice.
But still, I mean, the 2 guys in second and 2 teams in second and third, they can still take the #1 spot, and it's 600,000 down to 300, down to 100. So 600,000, $150,000 each. You can give to something with your name on it.
All right, don't get too hyped up. It's not for you, though. It's for charity.
No. Yeah, of course, that's what I'm saying. You can give it with your name on it. You can give it to something, it's going to be with your name on it. So it's a personal cause, we've had a lot of fantastic charities, Extra Life, for kids.
I'm down with that.
Multiple fantastic charities out there at the moment.
Absolutely, and we're just taking a look through a few more of these teams as well. A team very well known here by the crowd, of course, Pino and Funky M coming out with Mixie as well, who we saw actually being able to take quite a few good shots, good kills in some of these games.
And it shows you, it shows the stand that, being a streamer doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be good against the pros, that you don't have the tactics. They do have that mechanical aim skill, and in 1v1 battles, they're very, very tall standing, I suppose.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a little bit of a further look here, and look who we found. Team Gates as well as Ninja and Josh OG. And again, you know, gotta say, it felt like they looked so comfortable. Uh-oh, wait a minute. The bandana has gone on.
You know that.
Ninja is ready to frag out Avenger.
He's 100% ready. When the bandana comes on, he's ready to frag.
That's what it stands for, man. But yeah, it does look like we're not further from actually starting this one there. But we're looking for a second, Team Oscar. Another team that has performed well. They tried a sneaky little push towards the end game there. Didn't necessarily work out. But we had a hard circle to close it out with. Yeah. Not a lot of compounds remaining. Vanguard did have the upper hand for that one, having the only compound left in the end game.
That's right. So we are almost ready to get into this here as Jari gears up and gets good to go into this.
She looks serious.
Still with the bandana. Let's head into the final game of the day here for the Charity Showdown as we go to the commentary team once again for the final match.
Thank you so much, and indeed it is the final match here for these influencers, streamers, pro players, all for charity, keep in mind. These guys have put on a wonderful show thus far, and I think we'll be seeing something similar into this game as well.
Yeah, we have to remember that at the end of the day, after all this is said and done, the people who are benefiting from this are the charities. This is all for a good cause and all for a ton of fun. We've been enjoying it. Hope you guys are enjoying out there as well. Make sure you're tweeting. This is the last game. Let's share it. Let's get some good viewership. The viewership's been pretty damn good this week, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's not bad.
It's all right.
Still got 2 days left as well.
It's not bad.
Can't complain, can't complain. Tell you what else you can't complain about. This playing route is lovely. Straight from down south, going all the way north, not quite central, a little bit more teetering towards the east coast, but still fairly open, allows everyone to go where they want to.
And the thing is, it gives you a lot of options for cars as well. If you don't play this game that often, there's kind of higher chance areas, and oh wow, now this
is a busy place.
This is it. All right, it's not quite school, but Shroud, he's pretty good at this. But we've got a lot of big players here, a lot of big names, and Vard's already been knocked out by a Tommy gun. So I mean, it's not how you really want to be seeing that happen. But yeah, it is 3 teams, I'm pretty sure, if not more, maybe a couple of stragglers here or there. But Larsen's found the ang. He's gonna be looking up and over. Got to be careful, Balak's got that mini which can do so much work, but in the back lines, the Doc is kicking off. Lost aiming gets confirmed as well. Larsen peeks up his head, and that gets ripped off. Almost goes down.
3 players already knocked, one of them completely killed and confirmed. Shroud on top of 1. Balak on the opposing side. You do have Larsen still clinging on for dear life. He's got no meds. Balak will go down the back way, so at least you cannot see him jumping off there. You'll still be kind of panicking a little bit to where he's lingering. Balak, I think, actually wants to confirm this kill. He's going to take the stairs. He should have an angle there on Larsen if he's not too careful. I'm watching that kill feed. Yep, indeed. Larsen actually gets him. He gets him on the stairs, Lauren. He had no health whatsoever, and he still managed to get the knock. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. And in the meantime, you saw that Doc did manage to revive McCoy. So, I mean, they're back up. They're looking okay for now. That could change, though. And that circle could not be worse for these guys either. That is going to shift massively towards the north. Shroud is on the move, but I don't know how much he's got to work with here. Obviously, the scar's not bad. The guy can work with anything. We know what he's like. But the shot is sublime towards Larsen as well. What a pickup and a punish from Shroud. Mechanically good as anything. Balak's still bleeding, though. He needs the help to get there. McCoy has gone down again. This is a very split team, and the pros aren't looking so pro anymore.
How dare you touch my Balak. He managed to save him. And managed to get him up there. Does confirm Larsen on the top. I'll get the knock and the flush as well. As you did touching it there. Still lingering
here. Seen him?
This Vector's so disgusting.
I don't think he saw
the only problem is it doesn't have an extended on it, Lauren. So 13 bullets. It's 45 ammo. You spray and pray and you miss any of these, they're just going to turn on you in a pinhead. Oh, look at that kill feed. Wait a minute. That's how many just died?
A hell of a lot, but the Doc is still on the prowl. The shots come back in. Wick unleashes a couple of bullets, but do not mess with the Doc. Still cool and calm under pressure. Finds an angle. Oh, he's run out of bullets. As you said, no extend on it. It runs out real quick, and the pressure comes in from the back lines. That's a third party. Doc's wondering what on earth is going on, but he will not rest. He will not sit back. He's still alive. He goes back in. Oh! Relentless aggression from the Doc.
Whips to the secondary. Gets the knock. And he'll confirm the kill. GG, 15 points in the bag. There's still one inside bleeding out as well. 30 points in total for the Doc. Keeping control of himself there. Balak's back up as well, thanks to Shroud. Did they lose one during? Oh, Moondye and Grizzly. They want a piece of this. Wick's still bleeding out. He's not finished that one off. This is...
The Doc needs support.
He does. The problem is if that he extends a little bit too far around the opposing side, there are 2 players waiting for him. Shroud now with a red Doc gives him some sort of scope, but honestly, it's...
But the Doc's still here. he could still be such a problem. And with Shroud finding Grizzly, that's the support I was talking about. The comms are there. Good work from those guys on Sierra. They're making these calls go out, from Bravo, and now they're pushing in. The Doc's gone down, though. Moondie's found him. Where's the trade? It does come back in. Balak saves the day, but the Doc is dead and gone.
That's a little bit unfortunate. They lose 2 during the entire altercations, but they do have, in fact, they don't. I'm talking rubbish here. They don't have control yet of Millie Base. There's still Ollie and Vard on the top of the apartment scoping across. Wick and the rest of his team. He might be John Wick in the seed who can do it a 1 versus 8, but things didn't go too well this time around.
They've spotted each other. They've got to have seen each other. Surely. It's very dark, though. The one thing about that building is the isolated one. It's really hard to see it. Balak, though, going to be spotted that time. 2 times more than adequate at this range. SLR, though, that could alleviate the pressure. That's not bad. And no helmets. You've got to be careful if you're on the other side here, because even though, yeah, it's Shroud as Balak, they can bang these shots pretty easy. So let's see if they can work out where these players are. James, in the meantime, did find a couple of players. He's been doing some damage. You can see a bit of caution on this. Oh, James.
Just casually jabs him in the back of the head.
Oh, here we go. Balak's making a move. You can see the good movement from him, but oh, the high ground is completely with Vardy. Spots him out, and they're completely in the open. Surely there's no hope now. Balak goes down. Shroud swiftly gets towards cover, gets tagged on the way, leans back. Oh, what a shot! Shroud is an animal right now, but can he do more?
Please nade him. Oh, please.
Shroud,
please.
Make it hurt. Go on, Shroud. Let's see what you can do.
The rocket's going up. It comes down. It bounces.
What? How is he alive?
Yeah. Okay, then.
PUBG, you're watching? Look, Shroud doesn't know that that was taken away from him.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, maybe it went too far.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah, it's fine. And they're getting the hell out of there. It's like you see the Terminator walking towards you. And
look, these air conditioning units on top of those, they were made from lithium titanium steel bricks. All right? We're gonna go with that one.
Oof.
Oof. Anyway, other than on there, Lauren, just casually, you know, level 3 vest, quick draw, 8x scope. There you go, winner. That's a beautiful little package. Why not? Molodoi through the fields. One of the Na'Vi players, no one around kicking it. Let's take a look at this circle and talk a bit more about the game further afield then. We've been focused so much on Millibase, we haven't really talked about the bigger picture. There have been players dropping down left, right and centre. 19 teams, 65 alive. Currently in the phase, the circle, it goes all the way to the north. We did have that northern plane that pretty much came in from the south and landed all the way up top. OMG firing on our way. They got themselves a little hill and a couple of vehicles so they can keep mobile if they need to. We have a good even spread of players up in that northern region of the circle. We do have all the way down at the bottom a full team in Novo. That's clean and clear if they want to go across the bridge. No one's watching the Milta side. We have a couple of late stragglers kind of lingering around the ferry pier. Should be easy for them. Again, no one's in Pachinki. No one's in Rosok. This is going to be a nice easy push all the way up to the north. The difficulty is Shroud. He's still got this 1 versus 2 engagement that he needs to take. There are vehicles there if he just wants to bail from it.
Yeah. I just don't know how good his loot's going to be. It's probably going to be broken to some degree as well. Like your vest won't be sitting perfect, things like that, and you won't be having that full stack beside you. So you might want to go to a secondary loot location if you can find something quiet, or maybe pick up a couple of kills on the way. Obviously, just casually putting it out there for him. However, let's keep eyes across the board. As you said, a lot has been happening towards the north. We've been very focused on the south. A lot of teams moving in towards the likes of Severny, just north of Roshok as well. And you can imagine the pro players kind of more drawing their teammates as to where the best locations will be.
This is completely on a bit of a tangent, but Molodoi, Eba on your screens in the center. I'm looking forward to seeing the CIS boys in action tomorrow when we move into FPP. Yeah. Like we didn't see, and again, I'm focusing a little bit too much on a different game now, but we didn't see the best of them throughout the third-person mode when it comes to Na'Vi and Avanga. I think tomorrow, things are really going to get heated. Things are really going to get a bit more spicy. The weekend is going to be fantastic. We've had a brilliant 3 days so far. There's only more action to come.
I'm curious here. Shroud hasn't left. He had 2 vehicles that he could have used.
Does he fancy it?
I don't know if... Well, the thing is that Welcome to House George don't seem to know where the cars are. They might just be going for one further up, quite possibly. But that aside, we can keep eyes on that in the back. If we see it on the kill feed, we'll let you know. But he's sticking around. He had a car in front of him. He could have left.
Problem is, in waiting, the rest of those players have been allowed to gear up. I was seeing 2-2s. They didn't even have a helmet before. I mean, that swing, that initial pick from Shroud to knock the one player. Silver will carry on going through. Rubius is pretty smashed to bits. Is he in it? No, he's not. He's on the back. No helmet as well. Shroud finally decides to... we got to move. I'm interested to see his gear, to be honest. I mean, if you were peaking that angle for a hell of a long time, surely he can't be that geared. Philippine 6 times on the back of the M4. I'm seeing level 2s. TG, Ninja, and Josh. They're just across the bridge. They have a good elevated line of sight if anyone wants to come across the bridge. Ibra and Molodoy, players from Na'Vi, have moved up.
I would say the problem with Team 19, Josh OG, Ninja's team, the position that they're in is it gets tricky when you move towards the west because it's a relatively open field. Even though the position currently is very nice for holding any teams traversing. I think that was their intention here. But if the Na'Vi +2 team do decide to keep eyes towards the east for them, that's where you could see problems occurring. You can see teams getting the spots out. Whether or not you want to engage at this point, you're not going to confirm kills here more than likely. You might get a tag, maybe a knock, but you're also giving away your position.
Not to kind of go too deep on this one, but if Ninja wins this event, if he did manage to pull this one out with the rest of TG and Josh, that'll be E3 event, a Twitch event, and Gamescom. 4 like major showcases that he will have claimed victory in, which is pretty damn good.
Well, the problem is that you spoke about this and now it's going terribly wrong. Can you not apply the caster's curse? Look,
hopefully that's not a grenade this time round.
Well, well, hopefully it's more like the one that Shroud threw rather than the one that he did. Revive comes out, and it looks like the Na'Vi side are going to be very proactive. Good angle from Ninja to try and keep tabs on this so they don't get called off and surprised. Suppressing fire comes back in as Na'Vi determine that they want the high ground, which is not a bad idea at all. You can determine and kind of provide when you want to peak, but we'll see if they engage. Again, this is the problem with that position I was talking about, is the western push. It's very open. You can get pushed from it, even though it's a very good dip and defilade.
Shaka, gear 9. Finds Philippine with a headshot. Easy for him, and Noctive will have to fall back, and he's got the vehicle, which he was moving quite fast. Didn't quite catch if he didn't have one or not, be able to give him some sort of cover and get the res off. Circle, it does shrink, and it stays in the north, fixating on Severny. Quite a lot of teams already up there. Pride and waiting. Shroud still driving and chilling. Yes, they're in the kill feed. That's Willie Rex. That's going to be a headshot with the M24. Happy days for him. Ninja still getting smashed to pieces behind the cat. Josh OG potentially going down, which he does. Dingception, he will finish off the kill we were speaking about earlier on. Confirms him 15 points. Josh now bleeding out. Ninja probably not in a great place to be able to get in.
That's and there's fire coming in elsewhere.
From the back. Yeah, you've got to bail on this,
so
boys.
So Ninja not only last time left Josh OG with a nade. He was like, here, put this in your pocket. It's nice. It'll be fine. Now he just leaves him to bleed on the floor like, I need to go, I'm sorry.
Here's some smoke, son. Deal with it yourself. Crack on. Best of luck.
Ninja's away.
It's been nice knowing you.
Let's see how good he is in vehicles now.
It's survival, right? You know, it is what it is. Lion KK. The SLR is a beautiful gun, isn't it?
It just sounds a bit nasty, doesn't it? You know
it's when you put a silencer on it that gets me.
Have you tried the new one on Sana?
I have.
Oof.
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 Treat me right.
Shroud, the Lone Ranger, just working his way up. He's just.
You need some sort of music, some car music, don't you?
He's almost out of fuel, so he needs fuel as well, if anything.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Ninja. Turn away, Ninja. Satriel was waiting. Wacky Jackie was there as well. Ninja's still on the run. He's not having a great time.
He's got to run the gauntlet here. Got a nice place at least. They can move over to this little bunker area. Oof. Still getting shot though. You can just hear the bullets dinging off the floor. You can see the dust being kicked up. You can rotate in here, and you can even go down. It's not the best place in the world. There is options for him.
Mosty, that's a bit of a maneuver.
They'll put the bike in surely. Keep the tyres.
Yeah. It's just risky because there's always that second when you first get onto the bike, and then it just kind of hangs for a second. You're like, please.
Hello.
Please, please.
Oh, you actually want to move somewhere? Let me just flip over and day.
Speaking of ruining days, that's going to put a very unfortunate position into practice here. That car is being broken to pieces.
Look at all these panic smokes. Everyone's tanked up 50%, 40%. We've already seen one that's got knocked. Mr. Yoppie catches several people arriving. Good lord, he's actually managed to get the revive here. You'd expect Is that a molly? Oh, yeah, I'm seeing mollies, I'm seeing grenades. Are they just going to try and lob these downhill?
It's ambitious if they do. And I do want to say, I discussed earlier that Shroud might want to go for a secondary loot location. He's done just that. I like that. So if you just wanted an update on what Shroud is doing, just because, chat, I mean, where is Shroud? Where is Shroud? He's in the Esnaya. Don't worry. It's fine. Blue will move in soon. He's actually alright if he plays the edge game. Right now, though, someone who's not okay is this team. It's very hard to back off from this position. Xeon going to try and find a new angle, but that 4 times it's suppressed. 7.7 is still very hard at range. You can see how long it takes to traverse, even though it does do damage once it gets there.
It's just the ACOG on the AKM.
I hate it.
It's awful.
It looks ugly, doesn't it?
It's so nasty
to be
use.
fair,
I mean, you've still got, don't get me wrong, a rangefinder, and regardless of 7.62, bin 7.62, on the end of it, you've got the silencer, which is going to give him, what, 5% deviation?
I'm also just really bad with it. If I'm not good with something, instantly in my mind. Exactly. Sorry, you just called out Reddit. Be careful. Careful, Rich. All right? Easy. We are seeing those long-range battles coming through, though.
Whoa. That's a shoulder shot or a hand shot? It certainly did damage. We saw the blood.
Could be limp.
Shroud's made it in. What the hell is he? On the edge, happy days for him. ONG are the same WTSG. The Chiefs are outside the circle. This blue, they're still in it, so they'll be doing a lot of damage. Circle fixates once again. It goes more towards the south. No more water in play, and we've got a main road running through all the middle. Plenty of little compounds, plenty of little ditches, plenty of little defilades. This will be a nice finish. I wouldn't expect to see too many deaths in this next rotation unless they all just wanted to dive bomb it into the center, in which case you run the gauntlet. Voxic, he's the first one to step up. You can see, look at the image on the left-hand side. All the bullet trajectories are aiming his way. Surely that vehicle must be extremely damaged. He's bailed from it now. 4 AM, they also want a piece of it. Ninja's going to go for the long spray. That's the warning shot. No under-barrel attachment, so no additional things to at least help him with the aim and the spray there. He does have the flash hider on the end.
He did decide to put the vert grip onto the SKS rather than the Scar.
I mean, he really wants those long-distance shots.
The Mini put a bite to it, doesn't it? 8 times on that. Going to be doing some nice work for Mumino.
It was the vehicle that hit him after he parked.
Oh, that's upsetting, isn't it?
That's a feels bad, man. Are they going to advance on this one, or they're just going to chill for now, I think? For them, they don't really have to do too much.
It's a hard compound to push into because you can see that kind of rock face that leads around it. So you kind of silhouette if you push over. Mumino's done the right thing by splitting further off. It provides him a nice angle off the side, and Cheyenne Blue's going to be feeling that. Again, though, you've got an SLR up against an AK, so it's a bit of a mismatch in the favor of sitting on the other side. So maybe Mumino might not fancy his odds anymore. He does have a Mini with an 8 times, so he can indeed compete with that, but doesn't fancy it. The angle didn't work for him. Peels away, and they don't need to commit to it.
It was nice to see that Shine was already watching the angle, though, and prepared for it. And I think this speaks a bigger volume about, you know, when we look towards kind of
might be in trouble.
Eastern and third-person perspective, always having to watch your back, always having someone being able to peek that corner and make sure no one's going to be creeping up behind. It does speak a bigger volume of that. But as you say, Lauren, this is the battle that we now need to focus on.
Well, the king of Reddit tries to add to his kingdom, looks for one. I think he might have spotted him. This lean looks like he has indeed seen him.
Dink him. Go on, son.
Let's see. Nade to hand. Oh, if he gets the car. Oh, God, if he gets the car. Predicting on the nade. Tries to land it a little further forward. He gets it done! Of course he does. It's Shroud. Where's the follow-up? Where's the rest of the team? He's expecting that next reflex to hit from the other players. He's going to adjust position. This is smart from him. I like that. On the other side, they're focused on reviving, maybe trying to get their teammate up, put down a wall of smoke. Shroud, though, still on the move, still trying to find a new position to play from. Has not been spotted out yet. This is good, but the Lone Ranger spots out one. He's been seen, but can he get the job done? The SLR 4 times. Look how aggressive he is. This is sick from Shroud. He's just going to keep him working his way forward. Nade goes in. Will the nade gods be kind this time? That's the question. Run, boy, run again. Look at him trying to adjust, but Shroud's on the hunt, and he's hungry, and he's going to get his meal. Anyone else fancies facing off against the Terminator right now? I wouldn't be thinking it.
He's picking off this team one by one. And I like what he did. Smash him and then push forward even more.
He just doesn't stop.
That's what I mean. You can, because when he's got a Can 98 like that, if you do pause, then he's dead.
Mr. Yoppie has indeed got there, but Shroud is still going. He still wants his fight. Mr. Yoppie was the one to tag him in the car. Get moving. Don't need it. Don't want it. Get into position. Get into the new circle. That's the smart way to do it. But Shroud did manage to at least find some utility. But he knows he's in trouble now. He's taken the shots, and now they're going to adjust. Put one player into the new position. And actually, what is going on here? Shroud, he's being hunted by a car. Mr. Yoppie, you're a madman. Are you seriously trying to do this to Shroud? I wouldn't if I was you, but now Shroud's in trouble. He does not expect this. Oh, but he turns it! Mr. Yoppie gets battered! Oh, but the timing. Has he got time for the heal? This might be it for Shroud. He's down, he's out. He can't do any more, but he fought valiantly.
Hey, you've got to give that man a round of applause. To knock 3 individual players when you're a Lone Ranger, he did so much damage and he survived for so long. Ninja, he gets downed and he's dead. Wacky Jackie off the back of the bike. Voxic, he run the gauntlet earlier on. Now Ginny onto Mortify. This is where the crunch happens. The circle, it's gone central. 57 alive, 17 teams. Voxic finally, he hits the deck. Will he bite the dust? Texas, he's also knocked. Evermore doing every kind of damage. Left, right, center players. They turn up to the hut and they're getting shut down one by one. There you find it. Ginny, though, with the kill steal. 4 AM also now. They're going to fall down. Here comes Esther. That's going to be an M24. Xeon, headshot. SLR, headshot. Makato. Eska also down. DMRs galore in the kill feed, finding faces. Bodies hitting the floor, left, right, center. This is a massacre.
But I do like the way the positioning is coming out from the likes of the Liquid +2 squad. That's really nice. But actually, you're seeing the CIS team here making a move. Evermore better be ready for this. They're in some real problems soon. There's pressure everywhere. Look at them moving through these fields. They're hungry for this one, but will they get there in time? Will they even go for this? They might just surpass this. They might just go around it. There's so much pressure coming in. You can see the tracer fire coming out from the sidelines. They've got to be so careful here. Mumino going to back in towards the smoke. Find a second. Ragnar unleashing fire. Can't confirm the kills just yet. Now he will.
Takes 1, takes 2, 60 points. Rubius also. You can at least get the res here. Hiding inside. Please move away from the window.
Don't go in the window. Don't go in the window. Anywhere but the window.
Really upsets my OCD.
OMG. Got them in their sights here. That 8 times just dropping them on the SLR. Lega Play does just about find some cover, but beyond that, you're praying that none of those tracers find you in the smoke, and you're just holding your breath, hoping that nothing hits you.
SLR's galore so far. James. Jimmy in the kill feed finds Mumino. That's going to be a kill. I don't think the rest of the team from that roster has gone down. Wacky Jackie, Sacriel, Ibi, James, the entirety of the team so far. Don't believe that any of them have had a knock. Utility should be pretty good.
They're in a really good position. Their rotations have actually been really good. They were in one of the stronger huts towards the south early. They switched up northern. I like that. But we're seeing the moves coming in from the Chiefs +2 as well. Jari is there, critical on the play. But some of the Na'Vi boys still holding on.
Yeah, this could be interesting. The Chiefs have actually been playing pretty damn well so far. He'll trickle the nade around the back. They're trying to scare this one player out. They know he's somewhere inside here. Tanks does do it around the back. Who's going to see this one? It'll be critical. Who wins the fight? Lima, 15th place for them. 41 still up. Edge of the circle here for November. I mean, okay, it's an 8 times an SLR, but still, this circle you would expect to push them forward. And look who they've got right in front. 2 teams, Evermore, Avanga. Chiefs directly behind them. The Chiefs' edge is actually pushed up into a position that he can give some position for his teammates and a bit of a clearing, which is nice.
And I was going to say as well, for a team composition, right? You look at the Liquid side, +2, you've got the 2 of the kind of more theoretical players in the form of Wacky Jackie and Sacriel, and you've got your Firepower and Ibi and James. It's actually a really nice composition of players if they can make it work. Good positioning in this. But if they take too many fights at the same time, they could get pinned in here. You're seeing James taking a couple of shots. I think that's towards Evermore. But in the northern side of the circle, you're still seeing a whole team there that could fold towards this. And there's that next hit. Essentially, there's 2 big compounds here with some rolling hillsides. Myth have one of those compounds. The Liquid side have the other. You've got a couple sitting in towards those very small huts. But beyond that, you're looking at terrain-based fights now.
I mean, where do we look? Do we look north? Do we look south? Either ends, polar ends of the circle, everyone's going to be crushing into one another soon. Liga and Evermore are in the way, but they are solo players. Going up against multiple angles will be a problem. Lions just trying to put some fire across. Winner, Godv. Winner's dead. Godv answers back for the knock on Kenny. Still trying to see through here. The SLR, it sounds so dirty and so dangerous. Quite literally between a rock and a hard place. Jari's tanked up as well, 50%. She has to run now. Circle's going to be on the back in 8 seconds' time.
And this is where you're going to see teams who are really good at knowing positioning really coming through, because there's very few positions that are very valid here, but we might be seeing that play coming out.
Oh. Yeah, they're all dropping, Lauren. We said that they had to run the gauntlet. It's critical, and also the last ones, they're going to run into Liga and Evermore in the center. They're not careful.
And Evermore's been playing quite cautiously. He had a lot of attention his way, and he just wanted to wait out the storm.
I mean, I always
remember
back to Gamescom when he was just...
Don't... Those angles, Ibby, he got a little overzealous, re-peeking the same angle twice. We saw these mistakes coming in from the likes of Wacky Jackie, and he got punished for it. The nade back is excellent, though. It's bought them time. But Unroot's on the push. When you get the knock, you make the push, and that's smart. Now we need Jeems and Sacriel to step up to the plate and hold them back. They have to be assertive and aggressive. The nade is really good from Jeems to the pocket of Unroot. Esther is there, but it might be too little too late. The mollies, the nades, everything's being thrown here because they needed to move forward. There was no cover behind this position.
This could be, if that nade goes up and gets him underneath.
What are you up to? What are you doing? Oh God, you're right out in the open. Good shots to keep him maybe humbled for a second, but that's a mistake, and you're going to be punished for it.
Overzealous aggression there from Jackie. He does go down. Esther takes out Unroot to at least deny 15 points there. He will kill him and finish him off. He's out in the open. Dingception, Eureka at the back. Jeems has the angle. He has the K9. Sakuya looking straight through the doors. He can peek and poke if he really wants to.
This is nice. It allows Jeems a second to play into this, but he needs to keep hitting the deck because people can see him from other angles. If Jeems can find a safe peek with that Car 98, he can alleviate that pressure. But a lot of teams will be looking at this. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. He found a new angle. He went to a new side. A slightly off one from Sacriel. Now Jeems is on the play. He's on the push. So now this is smart. When that player's down and knocked, you want to make your push because one player is now removed. So essentially you're in a 1v1. He ignores Esther. He's going to see him in the peripheral vision. He wants to get the teammate who has no idea what's going on. That is so good from Jeems, and this is excellence personified. That is exactly what you want. He needs this kill, though. He's not landing it. It's denied.
Esther again with the turn. Laying down, dinks him in the face. Are they all dead?
Pretty sure.
Kenny unfortunately runs over his teammate. Dingception, he does bleed out. How many of those actually are still alive from that engagement?
I don't know.
It's Esther. I think it's Esther's solo man.
That might be it for now.
What happened to the rest of them?
They got caught on the push.
What happened to Sacriel?
Got caught on the push. And Evermore's still alive here. In the back of your mind to keep that going. OMG on the push though. We know these guys for their aggression and how good they are at making it count. We're seeing it again. Lion KK there doing the work. Can they do any more? They keep pushing. They keep landing the shots as well. It's going perfectly. Liga play might be able to do something, but timing is of the essence here. Not much time left on these revives. And the shots still come through. The nades come in and fire from afar starts to rain in.
Sits behind him to give himself some cover while they do get the res up. Yep, they got it. I was intrigued to see if those bullets would have seen through, but they do have the smoke in front of them. Liga still there. The same as Evermore, just chilling. 4 AM in the front line, catching players down at the 4 stack. They can't really get out of this one, unfortunately. Cute Boys dead. Liga finally, that's the solo. They go out. Team Quest in 8th position, 7 alive. Excuse me, 7 teams, 8 individuals. 18 individuals, my math is bad.
You did on air math, that was your first mistake. I just say nothing. But we do have a Bush Wookiee live and in play. God V.
Oh. It's all fun and games.
And here's the surviving team. Big punish.
2. Wow.
They did so well in that, and now Evermore might be asked to come up with a lot of work here. He's got one teammate left with him, but he's in a position where he's going to have to take some risks, take a fight or two. He does have the circle, but you don't want that hillside to be littered with players, because look at the angle they have on him. A nade, a flash, that's going to put him in a bad spot. God V, though, on the prowl, looking for the next victim. Trying to gatekeep a little bit here, keep him under pressure, but no one's going down out without a fight. Everyone is... You are lucky to be alive.
That was rather zealous, but it found its target. Evermore, they know where he is, so he's not too fussed.
Well, let's see if he can bang this out. M24 8 times.
I mean, he's super loud, but everyone knows where he is. He's not bothered now.
Oh, he knows the teammates actually have an angle on it behind him. He's going to see that in the kill feed. He knows what's going on here. These players, they're so smart. This is a great game, though, from OMG and their +2. 10 kills this game. It's huge, and their positioning so far is really good. And they've just taken down Evermore's teammate, so he is now the last man standing for them.
Simson hits the deck. That's a big play.
Oh, the angle is great. God V goes down, but the trade comes out.
Gilla hits the deck. 4 AM still with this one-on-one engagement with Myth in the back lines behind the UAZ. Tapping away the minute, silenced. It's a damn good gun is the SLR. It hurts like a bad man, but unfortunately the kick on it, trying to spray something like that, as opposed to bolt action. You can see Ben still chilling. They're going for the tyres on that thing, because they have an option to bail from it, just get in and run. Fully silenced up, level 3. I didn't realize he had this kit, so he can at least afford to peek and poke. They do get the vehicles, he does get away, but how long can he survive? Several different angles underneath the vehicle. His teammates are dying all around him.
And this third party on towards OMG is going to help Evermore. He can be happy about this because he's got such a long way to run. Guken needs to land these shots cleanly though, but tricky. You can't over-peek. You can't peek that angle too long because if someone lines up a shot on you, you know your helmet's going to be removed, even with that level 3.
Let's remember that Evermore and his team are currently in the lead here. He needs to survive for as long as possible. He is the solo, so all these players that are dropping around him, the higher his team is climbing up that leaderboard, the more points they're putting in the bag. 4am, find a second one for OMG. Don't be jumping like that. Put your head
They're going to run.
In the
They're making a run for it.
And the blue's going to kill him.
Here comes the blue, and you've got to get past Evermore. He's waiting on the other side, and he might want to punish this. He does take down one, but can he do any more? Fire comes in, and you're going to see Evermore! It may not be high at noon, but he's doing more than enough as it is. He's waiting it out now. There's a car beside him. He can still make a run for this.
He's going to tank up. He's double tank. Oh, he's going to do it. He needs to run now, though, because that blue's going to hurt so bad. It's so punishing.
Here comes the nade. The Bush Wookiee looking aggressive. The nade comes out. It trickles down as well. That could be good. It is!
Wiped out comes up on screen. That means 4am wiped all of Myth. All 4 individual players are dead. Evermore, he's trying to heal through this one. And while teams are falling like that, Lauren, he's just staying alive and climbing up the leaderboard.
I don't know if he can keep this one going, though. He's got a lot of meds, but the timing is going to be very, very close here. And again, he keeps this going, and he needs to continue doing this, hoping that a fight kicks off. But right now, it's not. So he might run out of meds before these players do fall.
I mean, he's made it to top 4.
He's done very well.
He's happy. You'd say that definitely puts them in contention for winning this. We won't confirm. This is a charity match until we get the finalized scores. We won't be confirming that, but definitely they were in the lead.
Now, we have some great players left here. GodV is the one I'm loving for this. He's been playing well. Kenny on a sniper. An iconic duo. Not quite the classic that we're used to, but that SKS could still do well. And now GodV's been very aggressive, very assertive.
Ben could be a bit of a problem, though. Ben has that northern edge of the circle. No one's really near him. So, why did I even say that?
But there's a little dip on that hill that makes it very hard to see. So even within 200 meters of things rendering in and not, i.e. grass, he can still play that out quite well. You can see it almost plateaus for a touch, so they can't quite see him too easy unless they're right up on top of him.
Let's take a look at this. Esther and Eureka, they are outside of the circle. 2 members of 4am, they're already inside. GodV's on the... He's holding the angle on the back line just to kind of give the information where the rest of Eureka and Esther are going to run to. I like it. He's the scout. He's the information.
Yep.
As soon as they start to move, he's going to call this one. And Kenny and his partner should push aggressively on it. Ben can just creep, to be honest with you.
See, now, GodV does have a mini, but on the other side, Esther, I think, has possibly either a 24 or a Car 98, so does have that one-shot kind of potential, but I don't know if GodV's got a level 3 on, because he's got the ghillie, so that could make a big difference. That change coming in was huge, so now we're going to see these kind of awkward fights. So if you're in the top right, that's in the north of the circle. That's your CIS player who's been creeping his way in slowly but surely. The blue side with GodV here has the players in the circle. But did GodV spot him or is that just bait fire? That's just bait. He's trying to get teams. He's just checking all the angles. So GodV there, probably your top fragger right now. 5 kills to his name. Ben is seeing this, but he's holding off. He's not wanting to fire. In the bottom right, Ether creeping his way forward as well, trying to find a way in. GodV again, getting closer and closer here. But Ben could destroy all of this.
All he's got. GodV's getting tapped up. He's laying down and praying they don't see any more, but the blue's on his back as well. That will do some damage.
The nade could be good here. Here comes the fire though. Esther's trying to fire back. He does take down one. He's going to move forward. Hits the deck again. GodV is alive, but is looking worse for wear, and Ben is still in the background. Eureka moves forward. He gets down a few. Esther finds Kenny. GodV falls. This is massive. We're down to 2 teams, and Ben is still alive here. It's a 1v1. He doesn't know it. He has no idea. He's only got 30 bullets, Rich. He's got to land so many of these. And now we wait and see. Eureka is bleeding out, maybe looking for information. Esther is okay. He's recovered now. With that blue, when it starts moving, things get scary. Ben has finally unleashed. He's used some of those 30 bullets. 25 bullets at 2 times the 416. And on the other side, Ether now knows roughly where he was, but he doesn't know exactly. And Ben's on the move. He's working his way forward. He wants a bit of this. I don't know what gear he's got, what he's rocking beyond that, but we know that Ether's feeling hot in this. He's got 8 kills. Ether's the Slayer right now. He's been hot in this matchup. And now Ben.
Imagine if Ben does this.
One of them's dropping their backpacks. This is smart. Whoever that was is playing a smart game. You want to kind of keep that lowest of profiles.
He's got level 2, level 2.
Look at them crawling forward because the circle will land slap bang in the middle. It will move players forward. So now we have a level 2 helmet, at least on one. Esther, level 1 actually. No, I'm not sure because that jacket will sit over it. So again, Ben's gear isn't bad, but he's in the wrong angle. He's looking the wrong way here. So Esther is looking roughly in a better angle than Ben is.
It's those 25 bullets though, Lauren.
You got to land your shots.
If you shed them, like...
Blue's moving in, Rich.
What can he do?
It's pushing them closer and closer now. That will start really kicking off soon. They're going to have to keep crawling a little further forward every step of the way. So intense now. This could bait them out. This could be a huge bit of bait here from Ben. This could be smart. A bit of a fake smoke could really work in his favor.
Watch Esther's POV. When he hears this, he should turn on a pinhead.
I don't know if he threw it. I don't think he did. Ben now, he's creeping closer and closer. The 2 snakes in the grass, they're right next to each other. This is insane. Ben's only got 25 bullets to make this count. Who sees who? Oh, Ben gets a glimpse, and he gets the kill, surely!
Ben. 25 bullets, a ton of grass, and an absolute dream. Finds one of the best players in the world in the form of Esther from Genji Black to seal the deal, gets the chicken dinner, gets the win in the final round. But the question is, what does it do? What does this do for the money and the charity? Where does this land then? Because we've had 4 different winners now, right? For 4 different rounds.
I think so. I mean, I do not want to work out the standings. That is going to be done, I can imagine, on the desk. But what an ending. That was ridiculous.
I mean, yeah. You love to see it. We've seen some wild stuff today. In fact, we've seen some wild stuff all week long so far. Even he looks a little bit mind blown, to be honest. How did this happen? We've got to win.
Well, you know what, Rich? I'm not going to be wanting to count those points up because that's going to be an arduous task because there's a lot going on there. Let's head down to the analysis desk who can run us through that game we just saw.
Thank you very much. One sound resonates in my head, and that is Viva! As we have Viva La Dirt League able to come up big and strong there at the very end. I love his leopard print shirt as well. Very cool stuff. Ben able to get the victory there over Esther in the very end. What a way to finish off game number 4 against Esther of all people. A great pickup.
8 frags on Esther's name, on par with Lion, who also had 8 frags for this game. So that shows you what Ben achieved here is nothing short of legendary. Viva La Dirt League, more like Viva La Pro League. Ben, welcome to the pro life.
Oh, and I was watching the Texas and Voxic from Pittsburgh Knights, and they're so vocal, so they're communicating so much. They're helping. Take off the backpack. Make sure you do this. Giving so much information. You can just see Ben super ecstatic and just waiting. What's happening? Just
That's right.
Completely focused.
You know, they might not have so much experience in the game, but it's certainly outside the game. I think Ben there, channeling his inner, you know, they make the videos of them crawling through with the pans and everything like that. Using all of that and putting it into practice here with Knights. That's what they've done, and they take the victory. They look ecstatic here on the stage. Very good stuff from them. And what's important to note is that that victory there, I mean, pretty much confirms them in the top 3 spot. I think in terms of the points, the top 3 was kind of pretty much confirmed anyway, because the top 3 teams before were still in that top 4 position, which is a very strong showing from our top 3.
Yeah, it seemed to be a very, very good fight, all the way from 2nd place to 4th place. Before the last match, we had absolutely no idea what was going to happen. Even now, so it's going to be a close game. But, well, it's still anybody's kind of spot for the 3rd one. Of course, the 1st one has been decided. It's going to be
it's pretty sure.
Secure.
I mean, it could rattle up a bit with snaking in here.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, he did get top 5, top 4. Evermore snaking with that blue. You see, we've seen him in blue before. He did it at Gamescom, fantastic.
Shredded again, man. I didn't think he would.
He took the solo win in Gamescom nearly a year ago, and now taking this as well. Fantastic strat, and I think it secured them the top 1 spot. Another thing I want to talk about shortly is, closely here, before we close up everything, is the hot drop. In military,
yes.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic honey badger nation.
Yep.
They usually go there. They went there for the first 3 matches. I do not think that they expected Shroud and Doc and the Ghost guys to come down there to visit.
I don't think anybody expects Doc to come in when he comes in. It usually ends up in a wipe. But yeah, that was a bit unfortunate to see Shroud as the last man standing from that particular team. Didn't work out to their advantage the way they tried to split push there. Of course, Honey Badger Nation are very well accustomed to the area, so you can't really, contest the drop. It goes to show how important it is that when you contest the drop, you're usually going to be ending in the 2nd place.
Yeah, I think all eyes at the moment are on Teams Alpha, Team Papa, and Team Fox to see if they've confirmed themselves that top 3 spot here, because again, that is where the money lies. Anybody else outside that top 3 will not be giving them money to charity via from PUBG Corp here, as of course 600,000, 300,000, then 100,000 will be going respectively to those 3 top teams to give it out. So overall though, what did you make in general of our last game? Because a little bit heated, as you mentioned, with those military drops, the hot drops going down, but what did you make of it overall?
What I did enjoy from it was actually one play that I did enjoy from Team Liquid, when they actually chose to stick together on the warehouse a bit later on to the game, and then James' side push was super legendary, very, very nice. He waited, he saw a first guy there behind the rock and behind the UAZ, but he waited to see the second one because he knew that the second one was the one that just got rezzed. When he had sights on both of them, he took down the first one, which had low HP, and then he turned around, got the second guy as well. Unfortunately, though, there was a player that was playing anchor just behind, and he got down as well, and the rest of his lineup also got killed. But James coming in with the 200 IQ plays on the regular shows you what a talent he is, not only mechanically, but also when it comes to his mindset.
And the communication from it as well. That circle just saw the Cerveny. You have these big roads that kind of separate everything, because there's a big road, and there's also a lot of kind of wasteland leading up until you get to the ridges. So honestly, when you play this, you kind of play with, they played the 50-50 super clever, because if it shrinks away from one of the kind of the roads, because it kind of separates it, it feels like it's kind of a river, because it's so hard to cross it once you get on foot. So they played 2-2 split until they knew for a fact where it went statistically, or it should go.
Very good point.
And then they played there, so you can just see they apply the same strats in their normal play also in this as well. So they're very serious about the games.
It was comforting to see the fact that Sacriel and Wacky Jackie followed into their command as well.
And a valiant effort, I think, from our resident streamer, Mr. Shroud, who was able to not only survive kind of the chaos that ensued in military, but also get a lot of knocks up just above Yasnaya Lake, and then unfortunately for him, kind of find himself in an uncomfortable position, but it was a very, very strong effort.
I mean, he took on a 1-3 super strong, and we gotta endorse him for that. He knocked one, the way he smoked, clever, but the zone unfortunately pushed him, and again, he's not used to these blue zone damages. It's more damage. We basically, in the competitive circle settings here, we basically moved up a circle, so there's a lot more damage in the 4th circle and the 5th circle. It kind of ramps up 300% from there. So it's a lot of damage, and he can't kind of stay out there. Unfortunately, we didn't see the full fight. He did get a knock, he did get a kill, and another knock. Kind of tried to smoke, so the play style and the way he approached this was completely correct, but they just kept him being more players against him and being able to just kind of flank him and hold him down outside the zone.
I think something that was interesting for me coming into today as a whole is I expected a bit more chaos at the beginning of the games, but it showed that a lot of these streamers being incorporated into these teams with the pro players as well were able to play to the level where pros are able to survive long towards those later circles, and we saw a lot of people left over in circles 4 going into 5, and that's where the chaos breaks out. Not dissimilar to our pro play.
Yeah, we made this comment in the first game actually when we saw that close to circle number 5 there were 15 teams left alive. Sorry, close to circle number 6. So that's kind of a surprising element to it, of course.
Oh, and
our
kill leader.
Kill leaders.
That's
here.
right. Lion KK is able to take the top spot there. We were talking about him when he was coming up, and he takes 15 kills. Gene Simpson, GodV as well there, taking some spots. But Lion KK proving he's powerful.
James, he had 13 kills.
Yeah.
I think 10 of them was nades.
I think
if not
a lot there were.
8. Could have been realistic. I think it was 8. There's a lot.
For sure. And Lion K actually had the last game super decent, almost doubled. Well, a bit more than doubled. They actually had 8 kills in the previous
Esther,
game.
yeah, right.
Sorry, no, Lion K, but yeah, it was a very good performance out of him.
Esther had 8 kills in last game.
As well as Lion.
Did he also have 8 kills?
Yes.
What?
Yep.
Big play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big play.
They were on par with kills.
Very nice stuff there coming out. And here are our rankings from game number 4, of course, all importantly. See how everybody was able to jostle for position in that final round here for the Charity Showdown. As you can see, here is the 11th through 20th. But all importantly, of course, is our 1 through 10th there, as that will show us some final points coming in. And Fox and Alpha were able to take a lot of points, but Team Charlie, of course, able to take that chicken dinner at the very end, as again we saw Viva La Dirt League jumping up and down and bounding around for that kind of spot, as they didn't get as many kills as Charlie, but there you go. It's Papa, it's Alpha, and it's Fox.
Nice.
Papa will take #1 spot there with Alpha and Fox just trailing behind slightly, but they take 2nd and 3rd.
A lot of money for charity, and it's got to be well spent. I am sure of it. Yeah, it's super good to see these guys win yet again. They've well earned it. Beautiful plays, still great rotations, and it looks like even with 2, well, okay, you can call Evermore a former pro.
Thank you very much, man. As for now, we are ready to head over to the host, and we can get this going. Congratulations to our #1, 2, and 3.